Homemade will kits, okay? We as lawyers love these things, okay? I'll let you in on a secret. We as lawyers would probably give these things away for free because we make so much money on homemade will kits. The general rule of thumb is the people with the sophistication who can do homemade will kits don't, and those that don't have the sophistication do. They're appropriate if you've been married to the same person all your life and you got all healthy kids and they're living together and everything and life is good, and they're you can do them, okay? They're fine. But most people have little quirks in their lives. They've had separations, divorces, kids with addictions, kids who are estranged. So a homemade will kit can probably do all those things, but it's like, you know, when I buy the barbecue and I dump all the parts on the deck and I start putting together and I put it together wrong, and my wife just shakes her head. She says, well, why didn't you read the instructions? Well, I'm too smart for that, right? Few people read the instructions, and few people can comprehend the instructions. Those will kits do come with some good instruction books, and if you did fully read them, you'd understand it. They're pretty darn good instructions, but few people do. It's a lot of stuff. People just want to get it done. So it's difficult to understand. The other thing is the will kit, you're limited, the type of will you can make is limited by the type of will you buy. So if you buy the $15 will kit, you're going to get like $15 clauses. You might need some sophisticated or special clauses in your will. There's no individualized guidance. We see people do incredibly dumb things in their homemade will kits. The lady that appointed her mother in China to administer her will, the lady who had a clause that her dog was to be executed and buried with her, cutting family members out of wills by accident, giving away joint property. So there's so many errors, and then errors we see all the time. We've seen where we just did one where a guy with a PhD and the son was a dentist. The errors in this homemade will kit were so amazing. It's in witness whereof I do set my hand on this day. Well, he saw in witness whereof and had the witnesses sign. Witness whereof was where he was supposed to sign. Instead, the witnesses signed. He never signed his will, and then he dies. So we've got this. The son walks in and says, I want to probate my dad's will. And I take a look at it, and all the witnesses signed. Fortunately, the father had initialed each page of the will, and we were able to get it admitted to probate at a cost of $8,500 in legal fees ordered by the court against the estate. He really didn't save any money at all, and the son was very unhappy about the bill. And I said, look, I'm not the one that ordered the court costs. Talk to the court about it. Well, would have been $350 for this father to do a will and spend it, instead it costs like $8,500. The other thing is it may not necessarily reflect current law. So there was a change in the law. I remember looking at this Home Depot. They're not around anymore, but the law had changed and their wills were referring to something that was incorrect. And I took a look at it. And I said, you guys shouldn't be selling this. These things are wrong. The manager wanted me to write a letter explaining why what the correction was they should make in their homemade will kit. And I said, I'm not giving you that information. You send your clients to me. I'm not going to tell you what's wrong with your thing, but I can tell you it's wrong. No insurance. What people don't realize is that when they do a will with a lawyer, the lawyers are insured. So if the lawyer messes up, you can sue the lawyer. A beneficiary that has been wronged in a will due to a solicitor's error can in fact sue. A homemade will, there's no insurance. The other thing is improper execution. We see this all the time. People, beneficiaries, we talked about how beneficiaries can't sign wills, for example. People sign with the in the wrong places, or they don't sign at all. They type it up and they have a printed name from a computer. So homemade will kits are rife for disaster. Say if you want to do a homemade will kit, I'm okay with that. I actually find them, they're a good money maker for us in the legal profession. You can pay us, you can, so that's why you don't see lawyers getting upset about these homemade will kits. They quite enjoy them, which is kind of a sad thing to say.